Video number 3 in this series of 8 is your upper body movement assessment. You already watched the lower body movement assessment, and just like that, we're going to give you an opportunity to click out and go watch the full body assessment in just under 12 minutes. If you don't want to stay here and listen to the question and answer that goes back and forth. But I recommend you stick around. Watch the whole video, take some notes. It's a valuable thing to have. An assessment so you can point out problems and then devise solutions. Cool? All right, shoulders. Let's borrow you, you're already here. So we're gonna do 2 shoulder tests and a wrist test. Can you turn and face me? Come a little closer so you don't bang your arms. What we're gonna do is we're gonna ask Katie to bring her arms, elbows straight, out to the side, as far as she can, try to get her arms to her ears. So everyone come stand behind her. Is that as far as you go?
Yeah.
Okay, so what we're looking at here is 2 things. Number 1, do the arms touch the ears or the head above the ears? In this case, it's no. Is there daylight between the shoulder and the bottom of the head? In this case, it's yes. First thing I'm going to do is come in and say, can I add overpressure and get you further? You in any pain right now?
On the left a little bit, but the right would be fine.
May I press a little bit?
Yeah.
Okay. Easy, right? When I press, it's easy. You can bring it back down. What do you think it means that when I press, she can get there? Does she have the necessary...
Actually blocking it.
Huh?
There's nothing actually blocking it.
Correct. Right. There's nothing actually blocking it. That's a strength issue. She doesn't have strength to get herself through the full range of motion. So if we give Katie banded distraction for her shoulder, and lacrosse balling and foam rolling might not be that effective. But if we give you holds in static positions overhead, pressing to an end range with a hold, that is going to gain the range of motion that she's looking for. Now this is fairly limited, so I'm not really that worried about it, but it's something to note. There are people who get to here and you go to push their arms, nothing's happening. Right? I know one of them. Like, go ahead and push that. There's nothing happening there. That's just my shoulders change shape from throwing a ball for 17 years. Okay? So somebody like Katie is just about there, but she has a little bit of pain at the top in the left shoulder. So what kind of things would you guys want to consider limiting? You can turn around now. You don't have to, but you can. What would you consider limiting? All right, multiple choice. Snatch?
Not so bad.
You're supposed to give the answer.
Oh, sorry. I thought I was
It's
part
okay.
of this. Okay,
So
sorry.
no, it's good. So most people say snatching, right? Because they think like, well, but when you snatch, you're out here. How about jerking?
And for me, it's strength. It's not range of motion.
Sure.
Like, so for me, like, if you asked me to do a strict press off my shoulder, you'd be horrified right now.
I believe it.
Yeah.
What about
But
your jerk?
It's great.
How about your catch position in the jerk?
I mean, it's more because my back. It's okay.
Does it cause you any pain in the shoulder?
No. Bringing it down does.
Okay. Right? So 0 to catch and then bring it back down causes pain because she goes to a place that she's not really that strong at the top, and then bringing it back down is kind of an adventure. Right? Snatching is fine. Strict pressing, just weak or pain.
Pain.
Okay.
Well, and weak, both, I guess, but yeah.
Right? But so it's not a range of motion issue, it's a strength issue.
Right.
So that's what you work on. Any questions with that? Okay. If it was really bad, and some like mine, for example, really bad, I can do everything that's going on in the gym. I can do pull-ups, I can do muscle-ups, I'll jerk. But it's not about can you do it, it's about how often should you do it and how intensely. So if we walked in on a Monday and we were doing 30 muscle-ups for time, and Tuesday was work to a heavy 3 jerks, I might have to pick and choose which of those days I was going to do as written.
So let me ask you a question. So I saw you earlier today butterflying.
Mm-hmm.
One would argue that someone who's already a little bit internally rotated and has a hard time being overhead shouldn't be dropping from the top down. So you're mitigating that because you know how to control it and you know your volume.
Mm-hmm.
But like, would you stand up to somebody like that and be like, I don't think you should butterfly?
It comes down to the emotional component of the client you're working with. So for me, if I did 3 rounds of that, I did 15, 10, 5. I ended up doing 35 pull-ups.
Right.
Right? If I was doing that with a 5-minute break for 3 more rounds, okay, let him do it. But then tomorrow I might check in, hey, Sean, how are your shoulders today? Before class starts. Because now you know I have this shoulder range of motion limitation. Right. Instead of me coming in and being like, hey, shoulder's a little bit messed up from yesterday. My wife thought I should have taken off today, but I came anyway. You're like, yeah, that's to be expected. You know, we know your range of motion is a little bit limited. So today, instead of the jerk, I want you to use dumbbells and I want you to press. Right? And that's a really easy, I would be like, cool. I'm down with that because jerking is probably going to hurt my shoulder. She came up with a solution before I had to come up with one myself. But you don't want to tell me I'm not allowed to do jerks or I'm not allowed to do pull-ups or deadlifts if I can't touch the ground because I've been doing it and there's no problem. You don't want to be the person who throws an emotional wrench into my entire day.
Okay.
Follow? Next shoulder test. Let's use you again because we already used you for the first
Okay.
one. Can you lie on your back? Head there. Yep, you're good. Simple test. Legs straight out. All I want you to do is you guys are gonna watch from the top to start. Bring your right arm over your head as far as you can with your elbow straight. Try to touch this finger to the floor. Good. Bring it back down. Try the left arm. Okay. Bring it back down. Try both arms at the same time. Okay. It's very clear, right? She's really working on that left side. Bring it back up. Relax.
Fucking hurts.
Yeah, it hurts. Where does it hurt?
Hold on. So it starts off right at the top, right in here, and then as it goes, then it starts to be down in here.
So name some movements that you guys would want to start to think about with Katie.
That she shouldn't do.
Correct.
Toe to bar.
Okay, what else? Okay, give me something not hanging from a bar. And not a jerk, because we already said that.
Kettlebell swing.
Yeah, that's the one I was going to use. So kettlebell swings. I'm a great example of a kettlebell swing on this, right? You can sit up now. Because I have that same limitation. It's like, no, I need your elbows locked out overhead. Cool. I know that's what you want, but I don't have that range of motion. So when I go overhead, my elbow's gonna have a little bit of a bend to it because that's where my arm needs to be for my shoulder to be in its appropriate position. If you know that before class, when I walk in, I'm like, you're not like, yeah, fucking Sean cheats every day. Like, no, that's Sean's range of motion. And when a member says, fucking Sean, man, he's always putting up good scores because he knew full range of motion, you can say, actually, that is his full range of motion. He's doing the best he can. You shouldn't shit talk him. And you guys can then do what you talk about doing, which is using fitness as the proxy to make better people and shut down bad conversation. Because now you know. Follow? Instead of being like, yeah, I'll go talk to him. And you come over and you're like, hey man, I really need you to lock out your elbows over your head. I'm like, cool, I'd love to. Can you make that happen? Follow? Thrusters, how are handstand push-ups?
They're fine. Strict is a problem at a deficit at this point, but
How about,
otherwise they're fine.
how are they for your low back?
Strict?
Any.
Fine. I mean,
Okay.
I can't do parallettes anymore, so I can't really talk, but
Okay,
otherwise they're okay.
cool. Everyone get this? Last test, we're coming back to the upright. We're gonna do wrist. So let's bring somebody else in.
Yeah. You still want that?
Yeah, we'll leave it there. Come on in, Kyle.
Yeah.
So wrist range of motion is gonna be the same as the ankle. No. Did you break it? Nice.
And then they apparently just glued it.
Nice.
They didn't fix it.
So all you're gonna do is, I'll show you first. So all you're gonna do, guys, is this. It's real simple. This one you need the upright for because you can't put their head through a wall. So you're gonna put your fingers on the edge of the foam or the edge of your 5.5 inch line. Shoulder locks back and down. And then you're just gonna try to bring your, with the elbow straight, try to bring your shoulder to the rig without the heel of the hand coming off. You'll start to see this. You'll start to see this. And we'll talk about what they all mean. Get in there. So first things first, this is the one especially that is the hardest to measure because people are gonna bring the shoulder up, turn their body, shoulder blade back and down, turn the arm, and now keep that straight and try to get your shoulder to the upright. Good. So not bad, right? That's actually pretty good. What we want to do is move a little bit out and see if he still has that range of motion. People will touch their trap to the upright. We want the acromion to the upright. Come on off. Good job on the left. Let's see the right. Lock that shoulder back and down first. Good. Go ahead. Okay. So much harder. He's not there, and he's not even at his shoulder. We have like a solid 1.5 gap, and now he's trying to get there, so he gave us one of these. Competitive Kyle, right? Good. You can come on out. Thank you. So, what do you think that's going to limit for him? What's going to be difficult for him?
Front squats.
Front squats? Anything front rack? Does it bother you?
I gotta go with fingers.
Right. It's got to go fingers, right? It's not the lat. People don't have lat issues that cause them not to be able to front squat. Very, 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 very rarely. Most of the time it's going to be the wrist. Every once in a while it's a stiff shoulder capsule that doesn't allow them to touch their elbows in the front with their hands like this. So try that while we're at it. Just try to bring your elbows forward, touch them together, get your hands. There you go.
Come on, Katie. Jesus. Oh, it's
What's wrong
embarrassing.
with me?
Please don't film
It's okay. So flexible wrists will make up for the inability to get yourself into this position. And also when there's a bar on your hands, it kind of forces the external rotation. Some people are limited in external rotation of the shoulder. But if they can do this, it's not their shoulder that's limiting their ability to get into a front rack, it's their wrist. You guys follow that? So handstand push-ups, how are they? So fine, I changed the movement, right? And that's fine, but this is if you guys know this stuff before it all happens, your conversation with the member is totally different than, hey, I need your hands inside that box. Try to point your finger straight ahead. And you're like, yeah, I get it. Like that would be ideal if I could do that, but I can't do that, so I do it like this. And they might make the change for you while you're there, then you walk away and they're back to what they were doing before. Opportunity is to see this kind of stuff, grab these people and say, hey, I think we can make an improvement on that if we work on it. Would you like to improve on that? Would you like to be more comfortable in your front rack? Would you like to not have to hear chest up when you're squatting because your chest is already up? Would you like the impingement in your hip to go away? Would you like to be able to do pull-ups or to snatch or to run without experiencing the pain that you're experiencing? Yes. But I thought that's supposed to happen in class. Aren't I supposed to get that in class? No. That's too specific for us to do for you in class, but let's talk about how we can build that out for you personally. Do you understand? That's beyond the value of making somebody have a better class. That is the value of the movement assessment. It gives you a reason that slaps somebody in the face where they're like, yeah, I need to solve that problem or I'm going to have to modify for the rest of my life. Get it. And then they're in. Follow? Absolutely. But just working with somebody one-on-one, let's say, for example, we can't change your wrist range of motion, right? Let's pretend. Maybe we can, maybe we can't. But we can't. Okay. What are all of the things in the gym that that's going to affect? Let's evaluate how each of them occur and see if there's a better way for you to do them so that other stuff doesn't become a cascade of injuries because of it. Yeah. This is an anatomical deficiency that we're not going to be able to change. But that doesn't mean that you have to suffer when you do this, when you do this, when you do this, when you do this. It doesn't mean when you walk into the gym, you're going to have to be like, God damn it, it's handstand push-up day. My wrist is already hurting me a little bit from work. Like, just don't feel like going today. You can change that for somebody ahead of time if they're willing to work with you. Follow? Yep. And that's where I feel like you guys, where personal training changes. It's no longer a session where you're getting somebody fit. That's what class is for. It's a session where you're creating a new groove that they can come to class and grease. Get that? And that's why you can do it through both coaching in person to make sure the technique is correct and through programming because now you know they're doing it right. Well, now all you need to do is progressively load it and they're going to get better at it. Yes? All right. Any questions about the movement assessment? All right. Let's go talk about how to actually build this whole thing into you guys making some money. Cool? Let's go in.